Welcome back. From the time a sporting event is played to the time the finished story goes to print, a lot happens. Liberty University is training the next generation of sports writers to succeed in journalism. Student reporter Katie Reshetko has the story.
A story goes through several stages before it's ready for print. From taking notes at a game, to interviewing players and coaches, to writing and editing and rewriting, to formatting and aligning to make sure that a story fits perfectly on a page. It takes a lot of people and a lot of hours before the sports section is ready to be read.
I love sports. Sports is probably the best written section of the paper. The writers on the sports pages can tell a story quickly, succinctly, but colorfully.
People get to see the game, relive the game through my words, my visions, my ideas, and it's just, to me, it's a pleasure.
When it comes to the Champion, we get our stories from our editors in a weekly story budget. With sports, it's a little bit easier. We're not coming up with stories from scratch.
But for things like, feature stories that about profiles and stuff, we like to look at the players, see what they do, see who they are, and then we just go from there. Set up an interview, talk to them, let them do the talking, let them tell us about themselves, and then when they tell us, the story's practically all but made.
We have like a pretty strenuous editing process that goes through, 3 or 4 people.
I'm my biggest critic, but to see something that maybe sounds really, really good, it encourages me a lot.
It's pretty cool seeing your byline, not gonna lie. I know the first time for me that I pulled a paper out of the little press box and saw my name in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can smear the newsprint on my name, it's in there, you have the photo to go with the story. It's a fascinating feeling, and it's very gratifying. The Champion has prepared me better than any other class for what I want to do, because it's doing what I want to do later on. It's very hands-on, going through the actual process of following a beat, writing a story, turning it into an editor. I mean, it's the most practical kind of experience you could get.
As an editor, I've really enjoyed it. I've seen myself grow in a lot of different ways. You get to cover Division I athletics as a college student. You get to sit in the press box, you get to be on the field, interview the players afterwards. If you're planning on going into journalism and you don't have that kind of experience, you're gonna be lost.
When I go to a potential employer, I have to show them what I've done and what I can do. And with the Champion, I've been able to write all kinds of stuff. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, field hockey, swimming, just to name a few. And without the Champion, I would not have been able to do all of this. Like I said, this is something that's going to help me get to where I want to go. And anything that helps me get to where I want to go is something that I will always be grateful for.
For Game On, I'm Katie Reshetko.
Thank you, Katie.